So I had this nice little thought that popped in my head, and I wanted to make this video. I know it's technically two uploads in one day, but this thought kind of popped in me because I remember talking with the owner at Tupelo Airsoft Club, because he was asking me, what's the sleeper gun, the Double Eagle M4 AEG, what's it shooting? And I'm like, the readings were consistent. It was going between the 360s to the 370s, to the 14s even. And it's like, okay, cool, just as long as you do semi-auto. I'm like, yeah, no, I mostly do semi-auto. Um, this is something I think a lot of people, I don't know why. It's weird because I've always been asked, what do you do? Do you do semi or do you do full auto? I mean, personally, because of the fact of I don't really got a lot of BBs, and Walmart now is no longer selling .2 BBs that I can't really go out and do, and the only other place that's actually selling BBs is Academy out in Tupelo. I can't exactly justify my friends and me going out to Tupelo and be like, hey, let's go out to Tupelo so I can get some BBs. No, that's just, if we're going out to Tupelo, we're going out to the mall, or we're going out to have fun, things like that. So that's kind of one of the reasons I do mostly semi. Another reason I guess I'm so used to doing semi is because, or a good portion of us so used to doing semi is because, and this is from me personally. Number one, I'm so used to shooting semi-auto guns. Because me and my friends don't have Class 3 license, we can't exactly own full auto guns. Uh, so I'm so used to dealing with semi-automatic guns, or at least like AR-15s, semi-auto AKs, automatic shotguns, things like that. And when I mean automatic, I mean like self-loaders, not like full auto capable shotguns, like Remington 12s or like Auto 12s, or not Auto 12s, Auto 10s, like old self-loading shotguns. Essentially, I'm so used to doing that, or like messing with the AR-12, or from Turkey, essentially. When my friend had an AR-12, which is basically like a AR-15 version of a shotgun, or an AR-15 and a shotgun had a baby, essentially. But what I'm trying to say is that I'm so my trigger discipline and the way my manual of arms are when it comes to rifles is I'm so used to semi-automatic. That is a automatic. That's just my go-to when it comes to firing a gun. I rarely do full auto. And looking back at my old gameplay, I've seen it. I've literally went from, in the early days, whenever I've used guns, it's usually I'm gone from full auto to now primarily doing semi-auto. Uh, Semi-auto only is actually really good because, one, it allows you to have faster triggers, which really helps when you play games because, faster trigger pulse. That way, when you actually are in a multiplayer match, that once you get on that target, it's like that. Um, Another thing I think that's actually really good if you do mostly semi-auto is because it saves you BBs. With full auto, you're just wasting BBs. With semi-auto, you're not really wasting BBs. You have that consistent. You're doing that consistent fire. You have consistent rate of fire. You are doing really good, and you have like this controlled trigger discipline. Where, for me, I'm mostly afraid to do full auto because all these gameplay footages I see where people are doing full auto and they fire a burst and it just and it hits a guy in the face and the BBs keep coming. The guy gets upset, and I'm like, me being a nice guy, I really don't want to intentionally hurt people. I'm playing airsoft to have fun. I don't want to intentionally hurt someone. So that's kind of another reason why I do semi-auto is because, or I rarely do full auto, or do full auto in airsoft is because I'm afraid I'll hurt people. I don't want to hurt people. I want to make friends with these guys. I want to make friends with other players. I want to have fun with these guys. So I mostly do semi-auto because I do not want to intentionally hurt someone when I play. Will I pull fast on the trigger? Yeah, of course I'll do. But then again, that's sort of how it is. Because if I'm doing semi-auto and the other guy is doing full auto, then obviously, he's going to have more rounds downrange than I am. But at the same time, he's going to go through BBs faster than me because me starting to use mid-caps. I mean, I've got 4 mid-caps so far in terms of regular magazines. And of course, I have like the extra long mid-caps, which one of them I've painted gold. I'm going to try and get another gun. I'm going to try and get like an AR-15. Or another AR rifle, an airsoft version. I'm going to try and paint that up gold so that way I can actually have an entirely gold gun, essentially, just for shits and giggles. But here's the thing, though. using a lot of mid caps, once you use full auto with mid caps, they go through like fucking quickly, and uh, semi-auto is better for mid cap use, especially for high cap use, because uh, once again, consumption of ammunition isn't as bad or as quick, and again, better trigger discipline, better just everything, from my experience. I know I'm rambling, but what I'm trying to say is that to break it down, essentially, I do semi-auto because it's better on the gun because you're not just constantly spamming full auto, which deteriorates the gears and deteriorates the gun itself. Um, Consumption of ammunition is not as bad. You're not wasting BBs, and better trigger discipline. You're better. You literally have better trigger discipline. You have better manual of arms. You have better weapon manipulation. You are doing a lot better doing mostly semi-auto, so that way whenever you do get a chance to, say, mess with real steel guns, and most of those real steel guns are semi-auto, then you can transition between the two, or you've messed with mostly real steel and you're wanting to get into airsoft. Well, you understand the manual of arms, the manipulation of that weapon. Let's say you get an AR-15 that's mostly semi-auto, then you get an airsoft gun, and you're so used to shooting semi-auto with an AR-15, it's like boom, semi-auto, and just again laying rounds downrange. I could ramble about this for hours, and I damn well could, but I'm filming on my phone with limited battery space and kind of likes to split up the videos. So instead, I'm just going to leave you with this question for you guys. Full auto or semi-auto? Which do you do? Leave me your comments down below, because I'd love to hear your reasoning for doing full auto or semi-auto. Let me know if you've had examples where you were doing full auto, but you went to semi-auto. Yeah, that's about it. Anyway, thank you all for watching. As always, I've been AirsoftAL, and hope to see you guys on the 14th for Tupelo Airsoft Club's night game. Till next time, guys.